A young lion, still testing its limits, edges toward a stray elephant calf separated from the herd. It's a mistake he makes exactly once. The calf's mother arrives, not trumpeting, not charging, she just opens her mouth. And where a tusk should be, there's a fang. What if elephants had fangs instead of tusks? On Second Earth, we explore the possibilities if evolution had other plans. In our world, an elephant's tusks aren't weapons first, they're tools. They dig for underground water during drought, strip bark for food, and move fallen trees out of the herd's path. They signal age and rank within the group. An elephant that loses a tusk doesn't just lose a weapon, it loses a piece of how it makes a living. And elephants barely need weapons in the first place. A 6-ton body, a memory that doesn't forget a threat, and a herd that closes ranks around every calf already make them close to untouchable. Nothing hunts an adult elephant on purpose, but an envenomated bite isn't as exotic a mutation as it sounds. It's evolved independently across the animal kingdom more than 100 times. Always the same way. Ordinary saliva, slowly repurposed into something that damages instead of digests. Mammals have done it too. The platypus injects venom through a spur on its hind leg. The slow loris delivers it through a bite. And the solenodon, a shrew-like animal from the Caribbean, delivers it through modified front teeth that are structurally almost exactly a fang. Give an elephant's existing tusks that same evolutionary pressure over a few million years, and this stops being a fantasy and starts being an unlikely coincidence of anatomy. Here's the catch nobody asks about first. A fang built to inject venom is a completely different shape than a tusk built to dig and strip bark. Narrower, often grooved or hollowed for venom, and far weaker under the blunt daily stress a real tusk is built to take. So the trade is real. Gain a weapon, lose the tool an elephant's entire foraging strategy depends on. And here's where it gets more interesting than just cool. Elephants are enormous because massive body size is the most efficient way to survive on huge volumes of low-quality plant fiber. The bigger the gut, the more marginal food becomes usable. That has nothing to do with fighting. So a fanged elephant doesn't shrink into some sleek predator. It stays exactly as big as it already is because the thing that made it big was never about combat to begin with, which means it probably doesn't become a hunter either. More likely, an opportunistic omnivore, mostly still grazing and browsing exactly like today, but occasionally scavenging or striking down a rival with a bite that used to just be a shove. Less elephant becomes lion, more elephant becomes something closer to a wild boar that happens to weigh 6 tons. The bigger changes ripple outward. Rhinos, hippos and buffalo, the other giants competing for the same water and grazing ground, start giving fanged elephants an even wider berth than they already do, reshaping who gets access to scarce resources in a drought. And in the real world we actually live in, where elephant populations in fenced reserves are already outgrowing what the land can support, a more dangerous elephant doesn't fix that problem. It just makes managing it more dangerous for the people doing the managing. And it might turn the fangs themselves into a new black market target. Which is really the whole answer to why real elephants never went this way. Venom is expensive to build and maintain, generation after generation. It's what evolution hands an animal that has no cheaper way to survive. Elephants already had a cheaper way: get big, get smart, and never travel alone. They didn't skip the fangs because they couldn't evolve them. They skipped them because they'd already solved the problem fangs would have solved at a much lower cost. Every species alive today is really just the cheapest solution evolution found to its problem, not the only one available. Second Earth exists to go looking for the ones that got left on the table.